Do you ever have a hard time finding healthy meals on campus? Do you often worry that you're spending too much money on expensive groceries? I dealt with these issues a lot as well before I began to cook. My name is Maddie May, and as an independent project, I produce a YouTube cooking series called Cheftovers, through which I've gained a lot of technical cooking knowledge. I also often cook gluten free and low FODMAP food for my friends, so I'm very familiar with cooking for alternative diets. From what I gather, many of you as UMW students find it difficult to find nutritious meal options on campus. Today, I plan to change this by showing you a quick and easy way to make a healthy fried rice using just 3 steps: prepping your ingredients, cooking them together, and seasoning your dish, as well as 7 affordable ingredients that can be easily interchanged if you follow a special diet. The first thing you want to do is gather and prep your ingredients. So, this includes butter or oil if you want it to be vegan, rice, vegetables, protein, so egg, meat, tofu, etc., soy sauce, or a gluten free substitute like tamari, salt, and pepper. A lot of these ingredients can be bought ahead of time and either frozen or put aside because they're non perishable. This recipe also works great with leftovers. If you're using an egg, you prep it by cracking it into a bowl, adding a dash of salt and pepper and a little bit of water, and then mixing it and setting it aside in the fridge for later. In order to prep your rice, you're going to want to wash it and put it either in a rice cooker or a pot with a lid to cook it. Then you let the rice cool because fried rice works best with leftover rice. Now that we have all of our ingredients ready, we can get to cooking our fried rice. Start by putting butter or oil on the pan in medium heat and then immediately add the rice to the pan. Throughout this process, you're going to want to mix and smooth it every couple of minutes to prevent the bottom of the rice from burning. Every time you add to the pan, you're going to want to follow this process as well. Form a hole in the center by pushing the rice to the outsides. Add a little bit of butter or oil to the center, and then add the ingredients in the order of which needs to be cooked the longest. So start with your uncooked meat if you're using that. Cook it in the hole until you're almost done, and then, of course, mix it into the rice and then smooth it over later. Do the same with the veggies. If you're using egg, you're going to want to put the egg in the hole after you put in a little bit of butter. And then once the bottom of the egg starts to fully cook, then you slowly scramble it from the bottom by gently lifting it up and lowering it down. And then once it gets fluffy enough to actually be scrambled into bigger chunks, you can mix it into the rice and smooth it over. The last thing you're going to want to add is your cooked meat or tofu. And that is because it doesn't require a lot of cooking time. So you put it in the hole, you add your butter and oil, you cook it for a bit, only until it gets hot, and then you mix it into your rice. Once you've cooked everything together, all that's left to do is season your rice. Season with salt, pepper, and soy sauce or tamari, and then serve it to your friends or family or put the rest away because it makes excellent leftovers. Now that you've finished learning how to make this nutritious fried rice, let's review the steps. Start by prepping your ingredients, then cook them using the process we talked about. Mix and smooth, form a hole, add a little bit more butter or oil in the order of what needs to cook the longest. Then make sure to season your rice and then it's ready to serve. As a college student who has a hard time finding nutritious meals on campus, this recipe is so helpful to have on hand. I hope you try it out and find it as useful and delicious as I do. Happy cooking!